The room was quiet when Donald Trump received the news that his mother, Anne MacLeod Trump, had passed away. It was the year 2000, and only a year earlier, he had lost his father, Fred Trump Sr. The back-to-back loss of both parents was not just a chapter closing, it felt like the whole book of his childhood and foundation had been taken away. For a man who was known for his strength, confidence, and larger-than-life presence, the death of his mother cut deeper than any business failure, political attack, or financial crisis ever could. Ann was more than just a mother to Donald. She was the quiet force in the Trump household, a woman who had come to America from Scotland with almost nothing, carrying dreams and values that would shape her children's lives forever. To the world, she may have seemed reserved, often overshadowed by the bold personality of Fred Trump Sr., but to Donald, she was a source of unconditional love, comfort, and faith. Her gentle words and soft prayers had always been the balance to his father's discipline and ambition. Losing her meant losing the voice that reminded him he was loved not for what he built, but for who he was. As Donald sat with the reality of her passing, memories began to flood his mind. He remembered the nights when his mother would read to him, her Scottish accent carrying warmth and care. He thought of her strong faith, how she would remind him to trust in God no matter what storm he faced. Even as he grew older and built towers that touched the New York sky, she would still see him as her son, the little boy she raised with compassion and discipline. That bond could not be broken by success, fame, or money, but death, cruel and unstoppable, had taken her away. The grief of losing his mother so soon after his father was overwhelming. In public, Donald Trump remained the strong, confident figure everyone expected him to be. He shook hands, made deals, and smiled for the cameras. But behind the walls of his golden apartments and boardrooms, the silence was heavier than ever. His father's voice of guidance was gone. His mother's comforting presence had vanished. He was a son without parents, left to carry the Trump legacy without the two people who had given him life, love, and direction. For Donald, this wasn't just about losing his parents, it was about losing the sense of home. No matter how old you get, no matter how successful you become, there is something about a mother's presence that makes you feel grounded, that makes you feel like a child again. And when that presence disappears, even the strongest man can feel small. Donald Trump rarely speaks publicly about the pain of those losses, but those who know him say that the death of his mother left a wound that never fully healed. It reminded him, and perhaps the world, that beneath the image of the businessman, the billionaire, and the future president, there was a son who mourned.
Whose inspiring story of politician would you like to hear next? Tell us in the comments below.